Super Mario Sunshine was the first game to follow up the groundbreaking Super Mario 64. Up until the GameCube, it was tradition that when Nintendo released a home console, a Mario game was released with it. I think that's fine though. As the Mario creator Shigeru Miyamoto always says, a delayed game is eventually good, but a rushed game is forever bad. And I couldn't agree with that anymore. So does the extra year add the polish it needed to this 3D Mario game? So let's find out if Super Mario Sunshine is a worthy follow-up to the phenomenon that was Super Mario 64. This game takes place around Isle Delfino, a tropical island that's shaped like a dolphin. That's actually a clever thing to do because when the GameCube was in development, the codename for the system was Dolphin. Mario and Princess Peach are traveling to Isle Delfino for a vacation, and as you're getting closer to the island, you get a nice little welcoming message from the people of Isle Delfino.
Welcome to the sun-drenched tropical paradise of Isle Delfino. We're so pleased to welcome you to our beautiful home. Come enjoy a natural wonderland to which we've added the world's finest resort facilities, a spectacular amusement park, and succulent seafood. All this and more await you on Isle Delfino. Come relax and let us refresh your body and spirit.
Peach is the only one who saw Shadow Mario in the welcome video because once Mario set his eyes on seafood, he was blinded by love. And her steward Toadstool didn't even see it either. I swear, what are you two even good for? As you probably already noticed, this game has voice acting. There are a handful of lines in 64, but not to this extent. Most of the voice acting in the game comes from the cinematics, but I'll come back to those later. As your airplane starts to land, the pilot hits the brakes hard because something mysterious is blocking the landing zone. It seems to be some sort of purplish, orangish goo. As you now control Mario, we pick up a water pack called the Flash Liquidizer Ultra Dowsing Device, or FLUDD for short, that was created by Professor E. Gadd from Luigi's Mansion.
Power-up complete. Thank you for purchasing this item from Gadd Science Incorporated. Preparing to register customer information, scanning and classifying subject data. Subject identified as Mario, resident of the Mushroom Kingdom, data storage complete. I am FLUDD, a Flash Liquidizer Ultra Dowsing Device. I hope to be of assistance.
The water pack isn't unlimited though. To replenish your pack, you need to hop into the water and refill it. The FLUDD has two different modes. The standard mode shoots in whatever direction you're facing, and to shoot it, you use the R trigger. If you want to continue to spray while moving, then you hold the R trigger without clicking the button down all the way. You can also strafe, which adds great movement for washing away the graffiti that litters Isle Delfino. When you click down the R trigger, you stand in place for more precision shooting. That's actually something ahead of its time. In that generation of consoles, there was no other games that did something as successful as this. The GameCube had such a different controller than the Xbox or PS2, and in my opinion, this was pretty creative. The second mode is my favorite, and is what you'll be using for platforming. It's exactly what you think, a jetpack, but it doesn't go incredibly high off the ground. It's the best for reaching heights after your jumps. It doesn't propel you incredibly high, so it doesn't take away most of the challenge of the platforming itself. I have no complaints about the jetpack. It's fun and rewarding to use, and darn, I just love it. After you've taken care of the graffiti on the airplane track, you collect a Shine Sprite, which is the main collectible of the game. Other collectibles are blue coins, but don't rip your hair out trying to get all of them because they are hidden in ridiculous places that are fun at first, but then just get infuriating to find after a while. Now the Delfino police roll up, and you're put on trial for all the graffiti around the island. That makes sense, because he's only been here for, 2 minutes, and the rest of the island is already like this? Pretty solid accusation, if I do say so myself. He's actually being tried as Shadow Mario that Peach still hasn't said anything about. It's obviously not him. Alright Mario, literally everyone in this game speaks, so now is your chance to prove your innocence. Great. Just great, man. Delfino Plaza is your hub world in between visiting all the different areas of the island. And I must say, this is probably my favorite hub world in any Mario game. It has style. And actually, not just the hub world has style. The characters, worlds, text layout, and music. Oh boy, the music. The score is one of the best in the Mario franchise. All songs set the tone for any situation or area you're in. It strikes the island vibe perfectly, with so many upbeat and cheerful melodies. My favorite is hands down the Gelato Beach track. It does, like I said earlier, strike the island vibe perfectly with its numerous Hawaiian-style instruments and catchy melodies that couldn't fit the theme more of Super Mario Sunshine. Continuing on with the story, it is later revealed that Shadow Mario is actually Bowser Jr. Sunshine is the debut of this character, and he speaks.
Leave my mama alone, you bad man. I won't let you take Mama Peach away.
Mama Peach? I'm your mama?
Dude, you slept with Bowser and don't even remember it? That's f***ed up. Also, how would you not remember giving birth to a horned dinosaur? My 20s have not been as insane as yours, but more power to you.
Yeah, Papa told me all about it. He told me my mama got kidnapped by a bad man named Mario.
So the graffiti, that was you?
This is my magic brush. When I draw with this, all my wishes come true.
I really enjoyed that Sunshine has a story, and it's not just to save the princess. Never mind. Onto the gameplay itself. Nothing, absolutely nothing, controls like a Mario game. So many games have tried to emulate the controls, but no 3D platformers can touch the level of polish that these Mario games do. It's not all perfect though. The camera is your worst enemy in the game. Over time, you do get used to it, but it's hard to ignore. It stays pretty accurate about 80% of the time, but when you need to use the C-stick to get back in place, it's so finicky that it just gets frustrating when you're trying to do anything that requires precision. Other than the camera problem, the game controls amazing. Jumping in a Mario game never felt better, especially with the flood. Most people think that it's a gimmick, and yeah, it sorta is. A brilliant one. The people that hate the water pack are the closed-minded people who just wanted Super Mario 64 too. The water pack helps the platforming and adds a fun twist on the formula that was created in the previous Mario game. There aren't only two options for the flood you get at the beginning. As you progress, you acquire more hydro pumps developed by Professor Egad, a rocket jump and a turbo nozzle. The rocket jump doesn't do much in the game really. It's harder to reach any platformers while flying so high in the air because it's so hard to control. The turbo nozzle is the better of the additional ones because of how much better it is to control and maneuver around. It's a creative way to traverse around all the areas you'll visit. I love how there are more options to the flood than just the first two. I love the tightness of the platforming and the worlds you platform through. Each jump is precise, and if you screw up, that's on you. Not Mario. Don't get fully dependent on platforming with your flood, because in some levels, Shadow Mario nabs it, leaving you by yourself to make your way through these very challenging sections to reach the Shine Sprite at the end. This is a message to all the people who say that Mario games are just for babies. You can straight up go f*** yourself because this is hard as, and I'm very good at 3D platformers. Some people say it's my bread and butter. Who says that? My dog Connor. It may seem fun and cute at the beginning, but these get harder and harder as you progress through the game. Like I mentioned earlier, every mistake that you make is on you. It's not the platforming, it's not Mario, it's not the controls, it's not the level design. You can very much do it. It just gets hard sometimes. That's what she said. Not all core levels in this game are based around platforming. My favorite one is when you're on a fast-paced roller coaster shooting down Mecha Bowser while bullet bills come from both ways on the track you're zipping through. Some of my other favorites are when you're racing around on a squid at high speed, trying to beat the time or trying to collect all the red coins so you can take home that beautiful Shine Sprite. There are some side missions within Delfino Plaza, but I'm telling you now, they're a waste of time. I spent, I shit you not, 40 minutes on this one in particular. All I gotta do is throw away some fruit in this basket for you. Simple enough. Alright, there you go, lady. Hey, what the f***? How else am I supposed to put it in there? Turns out I have to nudge ever so slightly and drop it at a certain little area that barely has room for any other fruit. I keep putting 3 things of fruit in here, but nothing happens. Oh, well, it looks like I missed out on a very important detail. Oh, I had to bring you 3 durians? Well, I don't know what the a durian is, but you and your 3 durians can go suck a. Continuing on with the side missions, the other ones that really grind my gears are the ones with Yoshi. Actually, almost any time I have to use Yoshi, it's utterly frustrating. He controls awkward. His jumping is weird and not nearly as good as Mario's. If you hit the water, then it takes quite a while to get him back by delivering him whatever fruit it shows on screen. It was exciting that our favorite dinosaur joined this game, but unfortunately, it's not the return he deserved. Sunshine has some great boss battles. Some are basic, but the ones that shine really shine. The best in the game is in Serena Beach, where a giant transparent manta makes an entire hotel disappear and spreads electric graffiti everywhere. If you spray the manta enough with your flood, then it splits into smaller ones that come after you with a fury. Another great one is in Nokia Bay, where you need to fight a beast underwater that's been poisoning the whole lake. To beat him, you need to use your water pack to clean the gunk off of the monster's teeth. But you keep losing a bit of your life while you're down there, so you need to grab some coins that are on the edges of the area you're in. So while you're trying to avoid the boss's suction, you need to clean the gunk off of his teeth to take him down while collecting coins to refill your health. It's this creativity that really sets Super Mario Sunshine apart from not only Mario games, but 3D platformers. Out of all the 3D Mario games, this is the most unpolished in several ways. The camera, controlling Yoshi, the side quest, and the random places that they put the blue coins for you to collect. That stuff just gets so frustrating. The unique setting and premise, coupled with the sheer creativity of this title, totally makes up for it. The platforming is so good, and in my opinion, feels the best to play than all the other games in the series. It's so much fun to jump around these beautiful worlds that are crafted so well. The Flood is a brilliant addition to the formula. It changes up and sets itself apart from any other game in the genre still to this day. The additions to your water pack as you continue to play the game is a great way for not keeping the traversal so monotonous. I don't want to reiterate myself anymore, but this is one of my top favorite 3D platformers of all time, and is best on the GameCube. I give Super Mario Sunshine a 9.3 out of 10.